Did you do your reading in 2 Kings 12 and 13 this morning? Yep. Did you see how Jehoash ended up on the throne of Israel? What? I thought he was the king of Judah. He is. But you said he was the king of Israel. That's right. So he's not the king of Judah then? No, he is. Oh. So he's the king of Judah and Israel, huh? Nope. But now, you said he was the king of Judah, and then you said he's the king of Israel. So, he's the king of both Israel and Judah, right? No. Well then, who is king of Judah? You silly. Everybody knows who's on first. What? I am so confused. Hey everyone, welcome back to Set Sail with Grace Harbor. Today we're going to take a look at 2 Kings again, especially chapters 12 and 13. It's a pivotal time in the kingdoms of Israel and Judah, and it features two kings named Jehoash. Yep, it gets a little confusing, but we'll sort that out. We'll also meet Jehoahaz of Israel, and we'll uncover a powerful common theme that runs throughout all of these chapters concerning God's mercy when humans fail. So let's kick it off in the southern kingdom of Judah with King Jehoash, or Joash as he's sometimes known. His history is really quite remarkable. He became king when he was just 7 years old, thanks to a heroic action of the high priest Jehoiada. He had saved him from his murderous grandmother, Athaliah. For the first part of his reign, he was under Jehoiada, the high priest's influence, and Jehoash did what was right in the sight of the Lord. And one of Jehoash's most famous undertakings was the repair and reform of the temple of the Lord. Now, the temple had fallen into disrepair, likely due to the neglect and possibly damage of Athaliah's reign, because she had introduced Baal worship, and Jehoash saw that it needed to be restored as the central place of worship. Initially, he instructed the priests to collect money from the people and use it for the repairs. However, the work wasn't getting done efficiently. So Jehoash, demonstrating some real initiative, implemented a new system. Jehoiada made a chest and bore a hole in the lid and placed it at the gate of the temple. The people would bring their silver donations there, and it was then counted by the king's scribes and the priests and paid directly to the workmen, those carpenters, the builders, the masons, the stone cutters. There was a direct accountable system that bypassed potential administrative delays. And it was a beautiful act of the reverence for God's house and a sign of spiritual renewal in Judah. Now let's shift to the northern kingdom of Israel. Israel was often plagued by idolatry and instability, and here we encounter Jehoahaz, king of Israel, the son of Jehu. His reign was a time of immense suffering in Israel. 2 Kings 13 tells us that because of their persistent sin and worship of idols, that the Lord delivered them into the hand of Hazael, king of Aram, and his son Ben-Hadad. Now the Arameans oppressed Israel severely, and Jehoahaz was left with a tiny army, only 50 horsemen, 10 chariots, and 10,000 footmen. It was truly a depressing situation. And in his distress, Jehoahaz finally employed the Lord. And the Lord, in his immense compassion, listened to him. God saw the affliction of Israel and provided them with a deliverer. While Jehoahaz didn't fully turn back to God himself, this plea highlights the dire straits Israel found itself in and God's willingness to respond to a cry of desperation. This leads us to the second Jehoash found here in 2 Kings 13. Jehoash, the king of Israel, the son of Jehoahaz, he has inherited a greatly weakened kingdom. His reign is most famously remembered for his interaction with the dying prophet Elisha. Now Elisha laid on his deathbed, and Jehoash came to visit him weeping and recognizing the importance of this prophet for Israel's defense. Elisha instructed Jehoash to take the bow and arrows and open the east window and shoot an arrow. And he declared, "The arrow of the Lord's deliverance, and the arrow of deliverance from Aram. For you shall defeat the Arameans at Aphek till you have destroyed them." Then Elisha told him to take the arrows and strike the ground with it. So Joash struck the ground 3 times and stopped. Elisha was deeply frustrated, and he exclaimed, "You should have struck the ground 5 or 6 times. Then you would have vanquished Aram until you had destroyed it. But now you'll only defeat them 3 times." This seemingly small act revealed Jehoash's lack of complete faith and zeal, limiting the full extent of the victory which God was willing to give him. Despite this partial obedience, Jehoash of Israel did achieve 3 victories over the Arameans, recovering the cities that Hazael had taken from his father. And this brings us to the common theme running through both of these chapters: God's steadfast mercy amidst human failings. In Judah, Jehoahash's reforms were good, but his later reign after Jehoiada's death, it saw a decline. Yet God's covenant with David endured. In Israel, Jehoahaz's prayer was a last resort, not full of repentance, and Jehoahash's faith was incomplete. Yet, in both cases, God heard, God provided, and God allowed full measure of deliverance and restoration. He didn't abandon his people even when they fell short, demonstrating his incredible patience and enduring love. 2 Kings 12 and 13 show us that while human leaders may have their successes and failures, their strengths and their weaknesses, God's character remains consistent. His mercy always is available to those who seek it, even partially, and his plans will ultimately prevail. So what do you think about the choices these kings made and God's response to them? Share your thoughts and comments below. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you on the next one.